Please note that the meeting is being audio recorded. My name is Ed Horde, your chair, the co-chair of the commission, and I will be running tonight's meeting. We are your volunteer representatives appointed by our county council person or county executive and entrusted to monitor renovations and additions to our Baltimore County historic resources. The LPC reviews and approves nominations to the Baltimore County Preliminary Landmark List, comments on National Register nominations, reviews all exterior alterations with the county historic districts, and is charged with evaluating Baltimore County Historic's tax credit applications. Would the commissioners please introduce themselves by name and county council district or representation? We can go in the order listed on the PowerPoint screen.
Phoebe Evans Latosha, executive appointment.
John Holman, District 5.
Scott Holupka, Planning Board Representative.
Ed Horde, executive appointment. Did someone say something?
Was Celisa trying to say hers?
Celisa, are you on? If so, maybe you're muted or your volume's down.
Jaleesa's not on.
Okay. Vince?
Am I next?
Yes.
Yeah. Vince Johnson, executive appointment. District 1, but I've been informed that our district is now 44B or something like that. So.
Wendy McIver, District 3. I think we're still 3.
Lily Mundroff, District 1.
Steve's not here. Marina. Ray's not.
You're muted, Marina.
Oh. No, she said it. I heard her.
Marina. Okay, I couldn't hear her.
Ray's not here. Chris?
Chris Weston, District 2.
All right. And that's it.
All right. Let's see, where are we now? Now, please stand as we recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of
America,
and to the
republic
For which it
which
stands,
stands
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and
justice for all.
Thank you. The Landmark Preservation Commission operates under the authority, standards, and requirements of Title VII, Article 32 of the Baltimore County Code. We refer to the United States Secretary of the Interior standards for rehabilitation as administered by the National Park Service. This is the accepted national standard for historic preservation projects. Our own Baltimore County Historic Preservation Design Guidelines directly reference and incorporate the Secretary of Interior standards for rehabilitation. We have important preservation issues to discuss and debate at each meeting. If you would like to make comments, please limit your comments to the specific application or proposal submission being reviewed. We ask for your assistance and understanding so that the discussions do not digress. As an additional comment, we can all agree that historic preservation is an important aspect of the quality of life and place that makes Baltimore County unique. As commissioners, we serve on the commission due to our expertise, interest, and passion for historic buildings and places, and we review commissions based solely on their merit. While we may disagree in discussion and voting, we continue to be a collegial body that respects each other personally and professionally. Would the staff please provide us with our virtual meeting reminders?
Sure. So just a reminder for when offering comments, when your agenda item comes up, you can either select if you're the property owner or if you're someone from the public that would like to make comments, you can either select the hand raise icon that is next to your name, or you can select the chat feature and send a chat to the host, letting them know that you have comments or questions. and we will be able to unmute you when the time comes. In addition, please note that the commissioners do receive all the meeting materials 1 week prior to the meeting for review and prep before tonight's meeting. In the packet includes all the applications, plans, photos, and other information that was submitted by the applicant. So the commissioners have this information in front of them during the meeting to reference. The information in this presentation is just an overview and summary of the cases being reviewed and is purely a visual to help keep the meeting moving in an organized manner.
Thank you. Can the staff please inform the members of the commission of any changes to the preliminary agenda?
There are no changes.
Thank you. I would like to call for any proposed changes to the minutes and a motion to approve the April 14th, 2022 meeting minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, I will call for the vote. Shall we do a roll call vote?
You can just do a voice vote for this if nobody has any.
If anyone has any objections to this to the minutes or any changes to be made, please voice it. Hearing none, do we have could everyone do a voice vote if you're in favor of accepting the minutes?
Aye.
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 Aye. Thank you. The motion passes. There are consent agenda items this time are number 4, number 6, 8, 10, 11, 14, and 15. Staff, would you please read the recommendations?
Hi, thank you, Ed. Beginning with number 4, Valley Brook, Lang property located at 16620 Wesley Chapel Road, Moncton, County Council District number 3. This is a contributing property in the My Ladies Manor National Register Historic District, Baltimore County Final Landmark number 92. The property owners have submitted a County Part 2 tax credit application to replace the existing asphalt roof on the main historic house with slate and an in-kind asphalt roof replacement on the garage with an in-kind rubber membrane roof replacement over the rear kitchen roof and in-kind gutter replacement. Staff votes to issue a certificate of appropriateness citing Baltimore County Historic Design Guidelines roofs, page 4, County Code section 327-405. Okay, next we have agenda item number 6, the Scott property located at 315 Central Avenue, Glendon, County Council District number 2. This is a contributing property in the Glendon County Historic District, and the applicants have submitted a County Part 2 tax credit application for the in-kind asphalt roof replacement on their detached garage. Staff has recommended to vote and issue a certificate of appropriateness as proposed, citing Baltimore County Historic Design Guidelines, roof, page 4, County Code section 327-405. Next, we have agenda item number 8. This is for the Center for Social Change property located at 3601 Briarstone Road in County Council District number 4. This is a contributing property in the Fieldstone County Historic District, and the owners are proposing an in-kind asphalt shingle roof replacement. Staff recommends to issue a certificate of appropriateness for the in-kind replacement of the roof as proposed, citing Baltimore County Historic Design Guidelines roof, page 4, County Code section 327-405. Agenda item number 10, the Johnson property at 5173 Viaduct Avenue in Relay, County Council District number 1. This is a contributing structure in the Relay County Historic District, and the owner has proposed the removal of an existing 10 by 12 frame shed and replaced with a 10 by 12 frame shed with wood siding in the same location. Staff has recommended to issue a certificate of appropriateness as proposed, citing Baltimore County historic design guidelines, fences and landscapes. County Code Section 32705. Agenda item number 11, the Womack property located at 516 Sudbrook Lane, Sudbrook Park, County Council District number 2. This is a non-contributing structure in the Sudbrook Park County Historic District. And the homeowner is asking for approval for a newly poured concrete parking pad that joins an existing shared driveway and concrete walkway replacement. Staff votes recommends to vote to issue a certificate of appropriateness as completed, citing Baltimore County Historic Guidelines, Fences and Landscapes, pages 1 to 5, County Code Section 327-405. Next, we have agenda item 14, the Little Valley and Setting Langford property at 1940 Brushley Road in Parkville, County Council District number 5. This is final landmark number 378, and this is also a tax credit Part 2 application seeking repairs to the existing wood screen door and the installation of 3 new wood screen doors that will be replicated to match the existing screen door. Owner will stand and retain all 4 entry doors. Staff recommends to issue a certificate of appropriateness as proposed, noting that an estimate needs to be submitted. Citing Baltimore County Historic Design Guidelines, Windows and Doors, pages 2 through 6, County Code Section 327-405. Finally, we have the Ferguson property located at 86 Glen Avenue, Ellicott City, County Council District number 1. This is a contributing structure in the Oella National Register Historic District, and the applicant has submitted Part 2 approval for painting. Part 2 county tax approval for painting the porch and corner trim piece for an in-kind replacement. Staff has recommended the certificate of appropriateness, citing Baltimore County Historic Preservation Guidelines, facade materials, National Park Service, Preservation Services, Preservation Brief number 10, painting, County Code Section 112201, as well as 327-405.
Thank you. That's a lot of things on our consent agenda today. Does anyone wish to speak against the approval of any item, or whether any commissioners wishes to have a discussion on an item before the vote?
I'd like to discuss number 4, Valley Brook Farm. This is Lily Mundroff.
All right.
Do we want to pull that one?
Yes, we can pull that. We'll pull it from this consent item, and we will discuss it first in the next section.
Okay. Any other issues on any of the other items? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda items 6, 8, 10, 11, 14, and 15?
So moved.
We have a
Second.
motion. Do I have a second?
Second, Chris Weston.
We have a motion and a second. Let's do a roll call vote on this.
Great. We have Scott,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
you seconded, Lily,
Yes.
Wendy,
Wendy, you might be muted.
I just unmuted you, so go
It
ahead.
says I'm unmuted.
John,
Yes.
Marina,
Yes.
Phoebe,
Yes.
Vince,
Yes.
and Ed.
Yes.
Great, thank you.
Okay. Number 4. First item on the agenda will be number 4.
Okay, so coming back to agenda item number 4, Valley Brook Lane property. The owners are proposing several roof replacements and in-kind gutter replacement. The house consists of the main historic structure, an attached garage addition that was added sometime in the 1970s or 80s before the structure was designated as a county landmark, and a rear kitchen addition. The proposal consists of the following: replacement of the main historic structure and porch existing asphalt roof, slate shingles, as more appropriate material for the age and style of the house. Replacement of the detached garage's existing asphalt roof in kind with gray asphalt shingles. The existing flat rubber kitchen roof located on the rear of the house will be replaced in kind with a new 60 mil black EPDM membrane. New flashing will be installed where appropriate, and the gutters on the main house will also be replaced with fabricated 6-inch aluminum K-style gutters and 3x4-inch downspout. A small amount of siding will need to be removed in some areas where the roof and flashing was installed incorrectly. Once the new roof is flashed correctly, new in-kind siding will be installed where needed. And overall, staff is accepting of the roof replacement as proposed.
And just a note on this one, the property owners changed the color from a gray asphalt to a brown asphalt to match the existing brown. Just a note to that.
Okay, does anyone wish to discuss this?
Yes, so I had a question, in the proposal for this application, the skylights are listed as replacement with Velux, and but I didn't see any of the specs on it, and I didn't know if, typically if you are proposing to have the skylights replaced, whether or not we would also need to see the some sort of a cut sheet for the skylights. And my second question is whether or not the main structural framing of the roof can in fact support the new slate, if there is in fact evidence that it was slate before. I'd just like to know that, or place a note on the application that they, as far as the structural framing for the main roof.
I have a property owner online. I did mention the structural framing before to them, and I will unmute you, Sam, to answer any questions that the commission may have. All right, you're unmuted, Sam.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. We did not have an engineer look at the structural integrity of the framing yet, but the roofer did look, and he conferred with his carpenter, and they both agreed it wasn't like close to an issue. But we could have an engineer take a look if you'd like. The skylights we did not discuss with him in depth. When we bought the property around 6 months ago, the inspector noted that they were very problematic, and the roofer also mentioned it in his spec, and he said, I don't know, he put something in there about replacing them, but we didn't really ask any questions, but we could follow up and get more information if you'd like. And we couldn't find any information on what the roof material was historically.
I'm less concerned with the skylights since they're on the back roof and not really visible from this road. But we could still ask them to submit cut sheets on the skylights to staff to review, or there is any question. You could bring it to another commission hearing.
Yes, they can submit replacement cut sheets for the skylights, but also I just want to note that skylights would not be eligible for the tax credit application. It would just be their roofing material, since the skylights are on the addition connecting to the garage in the rear.
Okay. Would someone like to make a motion? Lily?
I make a motion to approve the application as submitted, pending that the owners submit cut sheets for the skylight, and that's it.
Okay, do we have a second?
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, can we do a roll call vote, please?
Okay, Scott,
No.
Chris,
Yes.
Lily,
Yes.
Wendy,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Marina,
Yes.
Phoebe,
Yes.
Vince,
Yes.
and Ed.
Yes. The motion passes. Thank you.
And folks, just as a favor to me while I'm new, would you please state your name before you speak or issue a motion, please? Thank you.
Okay, next item is agenda item number 5, the Diggs Johnson Museum.
Great.
I have a comment. I guess it's a comment. This is something I know that Jessica knows this already, and Caitlin. I'm recusing myself from this.
All right, thank you, Vince.
Great. Thank you, Vince.
Okay,
All right, Diggs Johnson Museum, owned by the Friends of Historical Cherry Hill AUMP Inc., located on 2426 Offutt Road, Randallstown, County Council District number 4. This is a final landmark number 389, the Cherry Hill AUMP Church, Cemetery, and Setting. And the owners are proposing a freestanding sign installation. So the Friends of Historical Cherry Hill AUMP Inc. wish to install a sign/informal plaque in the front yard of the museum property. The sign will roughly align with the right corner of the east facade that faces Offutt Road and will be situated approximately 10.42 feet back from the road. The information provided in the permit application describes a sign design that consists of a single-sided, high-density urethane or HDU custom painted and sandblasted sign frame by 2 faux stone pillars on either side. The pillars will be 5 feet high and the total sign length will be 8 feet wide. The pillars will be secured approximately 3.5 feet below ground surface with two 4 square inch and concrete footers. Overall, staff is accepting of the size and general location of the sign. The National Park Service's Preservation Brief number 25 contains information on new signage for historic buildings and recommends that the sign material should be compatible with those of the historic building. Materials characteristic of the building's period and style can be used in a contemporary design. With that in mind, staff recommends a more subtle and simple design for the signpost be used to be more in keeping with the simple vernacular style of the structure. A more simple square or rounded wood or metal post that isn't as wide would be more visually compatible with the historic structure rather than using substantial faux stone pillars. On a side note, staff suggests that the sign be turned to be perpendicular to the road and be two-sided so that cars driving in both directions can view the sign. And this is just a suggestion and not necessarily needed in our review. So staff, would you please discuss the pillar and post time? Staff recommends to vote to issue a certificate of appropriateness with condition that the pillars be a simple wood or steel post instead of the substantial faux stone pillars, citing Baltimore County Historic Design Guidelines, National Park Service Preservation Brief number 5, Preservation of Historic Signs, New Signs and Historic Building, County Code Section 327405.
thank you. Do we have any discussion on this?
Ed, I agree. This is Wendy. I agree with the staff. I think more in keeping with the building with wood posts particularly. And I think it would be better on that road to have it, as the staff suggests, perpendicular so that it, with 2 sides, so it can be read from either direction.
Any further comments? Do we have anyone that wants to discuss this from the owner's perspective? Okay,
I do not see anyone on the line from the Dig Johnson Museum.
This is John Holman. I propose we accept staff recommendations.
is that a motion?
I'm trying to make a motion. I move. I said I propose. I move.
I second. Chris Weston.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, can we do a roll call vote, please?
Great. We have Scott,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Lily,
Yes.
Wendy,
Yes,
John,
Yes.
Marina,
Yes, I agree with the staff's recommendation, right?
yes. Phoebe,
Yes.
Vince. Oh, I'm sorry. Vince has refused himself. Ed.
Yes.
Great, thank you.
The motion passes. Thank you. The next item is agenda item number 7, the Monologue LLC property. Could staff please tell us about that?
Yes, Monologue LLC property is located at 209 Central Avenue in Glendon, County Council District Number 2. This is a contributing structure in the Glendon County Historic District, and the property owner is seeking approval for window and door replacements, new window and door openings, and window reconfigurations. So this is an ex post facto approval for several exterior alterations to the structure, including the removal and replacement of windows and doors and creating new window openings. The proposal came to us after a correction notice was issued to the property owner. This is a 3-story Italian style structure with aluminum siding and existing vinyl window replacements on the rear. On the rear is a 2-story addition that was added by the previous owner. It most likely served as a boarding house, and its present use is an apartment building. So work item 1 includes the front elevation, the pre-existing aluminum storm door, and the wood 4-panel front door were replaced. No information about the front door's age was provided, but is most likely an earlier replacement, and the present side lights are not a characteristic of the Italian style, but this is indicative that the original door was most likely a larger double door, which is more characteristic of the style of architecture. The storm door was replaced with an Anderson full view aluminum storm door, and the front entry was replaced with a salvaged wood entry door with 15 true divide lights. The application notes that pre-existing doors were not properly sealed, did not open or close properly, and that considerable wood damage around the door frame was observed. Staff has no issue with the replacement of the storm door, as it is an improvement on what previously existed. While the new front entry isn't an appropriate style for the door for the architectural style of the structure, staff does not feel that is a detriment to the structure or the district as a whole, and is something that can easily be changed. Staff recommends a notice to proceed as completed. Work item 2 is located on the east elevation on the 2-story rear addition. The application notes that previous remodeling had reconfigured the first and second story windows on the east elevation of the rear addition to make them smaller to accommodate bathrooms. The previous window size modifications were completed before the property was conveyed to the current owner. The property owner replaced the existing aluminum siding and trim in kind and replaced previously existing window replacement with 1/1 Anderson 70 series Pro double hung vinyl windows. Staff is accepting of the work completed as it is in kind and located on the side of a later rear addition, and recommends to issue a certificate of appropriateness as completed. For item 3, this is on the north elevation of the 2-story rear addition. The previous rear elevation contained a single back door on the first story of the rear addition left side. The pre-existing door was a wooden half-light door with a lower section consisting of 2 flush panels and an upper glass section of 3 glass units. The owner replaced the pre-existing back door with a 38 by 80 9 light prime fiberglass pre-hung back door with brick mold, and created a new door opening on the second story over the existing door and installed a matching door. Additionally, the owner created 4 new window openings consisting of 2 windows on the first story and 2 windows on the second story. 4 1/1 Anderson 70 series Pro double hung vinyl windows were installed. The application notes that the new window openings and installations were made to provide light and ventilation to the rooms that previously contained a single 1/1 vinyl replacement window on the first and second stories, which is on the east side elevation. In addition, the application notes that the new second story door will provide access to a future deck construction. Staff notified the applicant that any future deck work will need LPC review and approval as well as a building permit prior to construction. Staff has no issues with the work and new openings as is on the rear later addition, and it is located on the rear elevation, not visible from the road, and the dorm windows are consistent with what exists. Staff recommends approval as completed, and the application states that no work has been conducted or is planned for the west elevation. However, the entire exterior of the structure will be painted in the future, which is not part of the LPC's purview. Overall, staff is accepting of the work that was complete. In addition, staff would like to thank the applicant for providing additional information that we asked for. The clear photos, elevation drawings, and additional project details allowed for a better understanding of the site, structure, and entire project. So staff recommends to vote for work item number 1, issue a notice to proceed for the front door replacement as completed, issue a COA for the storm door replacement as completed, and issue a certificate of appropriateness for work items 2 and 3 as completed, citing Baltimore County Historic Design Guidelines, windows and doors, pages 1 through 8, porches and steps, pages 2 through 4, County Code Section 327405.
Thank you. Is anyone here from the owner's side that wants to discuss or give us any other information?
Yes, Mr. Lewis Greenfield, he's the applicant. Mr. Greenfield, I'm gonna unmute you.
Yeah.
You're unmuted, so Commissioner, do you have any questions?
I have no further comments or questions for the group at this time.
Does anyone else from the public wish to speak?
I do not have any notifications in the chat or in the hand raise.
Okay, commissioners, discussion? Hearing none, do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve. This is Lily Mundroth.
That's to approve the recommendations of staff.
Yes, I make a motion to approve the recommendations of the staff's recommendations for the project.
We have a second.
Scott Holupka, I'll second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, should we do a roll call vote, please?
Great. Have Scott,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Lily,
Yes.
Wendy,
Yes,
Yes.
John, Marina,
Yes.
Phoebe,
Yes.
Vince, are you muted, Vince?
No, the transmission is breaking up quite a bit. Yes, is my vote.
Great, thank you, Vince. And finally, Ed.
Yes. The motion passes. Thank you very much. Going on to agenda item number 9, the Kadir property.
Right. The Kadir property is located at 3608 Fieldstone Road, Randallstown, County Council District number 4. This is a contributing structure in the Fieldstone County Historic District, and the owners proposed a roof and gutter replacement. The applicant submitted the proposal on behalf of the owner to replace the upper portions of the gambrel roof and replace the existing gutters. The application proposes to replace the existing upper roof portions with landmark Georgetown gray asphalt shingles to match existing shingles. The application makes a note that they are not replacing the slate roofing on the side portions of the gambrel roof. The staff has been in contact with the applicant to clarify the existing material of the upper roof portions, as the photos submitted are not clear. It does appear to be a smaller slate tile. The scope of work from the roofing company that was included in the meeting materials only mentions that slate is existing, no mention of any existing asphalt. From Google Street View and aerials of the property, the existing roof material appears to be slate. Staff included screenshots in the meeting materials shared with the commission. Staff appreciates that the proposed material color is in keeping with the slate roof slate, and understands that the upper portion of the roof has limited visibility from the street. However, there is no clear information about the condition or material of the upper roof. Staff asked the commission to get clarification on the existing roof material being proposed for replacement. If it is slate, staff feels more information about the condition and slate quality is needed to be able to make the decision regarding its replacement. In addition, the application proposed the in-kind replacement of the existing brown gutters and downspout with 5-inch gutters in the same brown color. Staff is accepting of this proposal and recommends approval for the gutter replacement. So staff recommendation is to vote to not issue a certificate of appropriateness for the roof replacement as proposed, but to issue a certificate of appropriateness for the gutter replacement as proposed, citing Baltimore County Historic Design Guidelines, roofs, page 4, County Code Section 327405.
Thank you. Do we have anyone from the public or the owner's side that would like to give more information?
I do not see anyone that's online that I recognize for this property.
Okay. Commissioners, discussion?
This is Chris Weston. The roof certainly appears to be slate to me. There's evidence of chipping on the front edge of the roof where people have leaned ladders against it, which would be consistent with a slate roof. So I have every belief that that is a slate roof on the upper surface. And as a result of that, I would suggest that we accept the commission or accept the staff recommendation for this property.
And this is John. I second that.
Okay. Is that a motion, Chris?
Yes, I make a motion to accept the staff recommendation for this property.
John, that's a second from you.
And I still second it. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Can we have a roll call vote, please? Is there any other discussion first? Can we do a roll call vote?
Great. Scott,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Lily,
Yes.
Wendy,
Yes,
John,
Yes.
Marina,
Yes.
Phoebe,
Yes.
Vince,
Yes, and this is for the recommendation not to issue a certificate.
for the roof replacement, but to
Replacement.
issue for
Okay.
gutters. Yes.
Okay, yes.
Thank you. And Ed?
Yes. The motion passes. Thank you very much. Moving on to the next item, which is the next one? Item number 12, Rutowski project.
Great. Thank
Property.
you. All right, for agenda item number 12, we are located at 903 Adana Road, Studbrook, County Council District number 2. This is a contributing structure in the Studbrook Park Expansion County Historic District. And we have a Part 2 tax credit application for dormer window repairs and associated painting. The property owner has submitted a Part 2 tax credit application for repairs to 2 gable dormer windows located on the second story of the front elevation of the home. The windows are 6/6 double hung wood windows and are original to the structure. Work item number 1 includes removing damaged wood from each dormer side and replacing it with AZEK trim. No information was provided about the AZEK material, style, or dimensions. The Baltimore County Historic Design Guidelines mention that items be repaired or replaced in kind, and that missing or deteriorated sections of wood can usually be satisfactorily repaired by means of Dutchman or other restoration techniques. Work item number 2 includes removal of the existing window glazing and reglazing with new putty. The window trim will be repainted white after the work is completed. Overall, staff is accepting of the work. However, AZEK material is not an appropriate replacement material. The side trim on the dormers should be repaired using Dutchman repairs or replacing in kind with the same material, wood, size, and dimension. The commission may discuss the use of hardy plank trim, which would be a more appropriate substitute material than the AZEK, since the location of the dormer on the second story isn't as visible. A substitute material may be considered. The hardy plank must match all existing dimensions and be a flat style with no wood frame. In addition, the property owner did not submit a contract estimate for the proposed work, and staff informed them that one must be submitted prior to work starting. And as a note, work expenses must be a minimum of $1,000 to qualify. Staff's recommendation is to vote to issue a certificate of appropriateness with the following conditions: that the side trim on the dormer should be repaired using Dutchman repairs or replaced in kind with wood, matching the size and dimensions of the existing, citing Baltimore County Historic Design Guidelines, Windows and Doors, pages 2 through 6, County Code Section 327-405.
Thank you. Is there anyone from the owner that wants to give us any more information?
I do not have anyone online. Here.
Okay. Well, commissioners, any comment, discussion?
I would just like to make a note, if you discuss hardy plank, that wouldn't be eligible for tax credits. It only would be the wood. Just wanted to make a note for that.
Do I have a motion?
This is John. I move we accept staff recommendations.
Do I have a second?
Second. This is Lily.
We have a motion and a second. And is there any further discussion? Hearing none, could we have a roll call vote, please?
Could we have Scott, please?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Lily?
Yes.
Wendy?
Yes.
Thank you. John?
No, I was muted.
Yes.
Marion? I'm sorry, Marina?
Yes.
Phoebe?
Yes.
Vince?
Yes.
And Ed?
Yes.
Great,
The
thank you.
motion passes. Thank you very much. The next item is agenda item 13, the Bacon Crosby House.
Right, Bacon Crosby House is owned by 2939 Moncton LLC, located at 2939 Moncton Road in Moncton, County Council District number 3. This is a final landmark, number 62, and also listed a contributing structure in the My Lady's Manor National Register Historic District. So the proposal is to replace all of the existing windows, and the applicant submitted a proposal on behalf of the property owners, and this includes the replacement of all existing windows in the house with tele-reverse traditional sperries. The application states that the reasons for the replacement are that they're difficult to operate, allow excessive air filtration, and most do not have screens. The application also notes that although some of the existing windows appear to be old, almost all have been modified or replaced at some point in time. The application and associated materials did not contain the following: Detail photos that show the condition of the windows or would help identify the age of the window. Photos showing that the windows that have been altered were previously replaced. Information about how many windows, the existing material style, the number of each style, existing dimensions, or other details about the windows, and a conditions assessment from a qualified wood window contractor demonstrating the need to replace and to determine that what windows are original and what are replacement. Our design guidelines states that historic windows must be retained and repaired, and where deterioration is so severe that repair is impossible, it must be replaced in kind. Severe deterioration needs to be proved by significant documentation. The proposed replacement material described in the application mentions aluminum clad exterior with pine interior. Our guidelines state that vinyl and metal clad windows are not permitted as replacement materials in historic dwellings. In addition, county files on the landmark indicate that the previous owner, who sat on the Landmark Preservation Commission from 2013 to June 2021, received approval to make repairs on the original wood windows in 2013 and 2014. Regardless, the application and proposal submitted does not meet our design guidelines, does not demonstrate sufficiently that the windows need to be replaced. Staff would like the applicant and owners know that repairing and restoring the windows are tax credit eligible and the county and state level, meaning 20% of the total cost would be returned to the owners in the form of a property tax credit for the county program, and 20% as a Maryland state income tax credit for the state program. Also, staff has a lot of information regarding energy efficiency and historic windows if the applicant and owners would like to learn more. Windows are important to the character of older homes, and every effort should be used to repair them first before replacing. So we do not have enough information to adequately assess the need for replacement. What was submitted, and staff does not recommend approval as proposed, and encourages the applicant and owners to review the guidelines and conduct a window assessment using a qualified historic window contractor. The staff's recommendation is to vote to not issue a certificate of appropriateness for the window replacement as proposed, citing Baltimore County Historic Design Guidelines, Windows and Doors, pages 2 through 6, County Code Section 327-405.
Thank you. Is anyone here from the owner?
Yes. Mr.
They wish to
McLeese.
speak?
Yes.
There's a hand up.
Yes. Mr. McLeese, I'm going to unmute you so you can address the commission. Hello, you're unmuted.
Hi, I'm Govain McLeese. I actually am a qualified historic window contractor, qualified in Baltimore County. I've been recommended by Baltimore County to do window repairs. We can further document the deterioration of the windows, but they'll look very close to exactly what's there. All of the surrounding framework that you see around this window will not be there. You won't see that. The existing exterior trim, we're going to replace that, and if any of it's broken during the process, we'll replace it with material that's exactly the same. We're going to remove and replace the shutters. The original large window sills will remain, or if they can't be, if they're deteriorated to the point where we have to get new ones, we'll make some new ones. This isn't going to be a project that happens in 3 days. Each window is going to be addressed individually. When the owner is aware or is conscious of maintaining the appearance on all 4 sides of the house. So if you require further documentation, some photographs or of the condition of the windows, or showing that many of them are not original. In fact, almost none of them are original, really. I'd be happy to submit them.
Anyone else from the public wish to speak?
No.
Okay, commissioners.
This is Wendy. I have a long history with this house. The previous owners did work first twice, even after having a member on the commission without permission. They started the work before they submitted the plan. And now we have somebody who wants to replace all the windows. This house was owned by the first chairman of the LPC. He put in the deed that this house was a landmark and was to be kept as a landmark. I don't know what it is about this house. It's a lovely house. And it just seems that people want to change it without telling us first, and they don't have the documentation. And we really need careful documentation on this, because it just seems to be star-crossed that people don't want to have it remain as this beautiful historic house in My Lady's Manor.
Yes, ma'am, I understand, and I'm aware of the history before this owner, and he has nothing to do with them. We have nothing to do with them either. And we can provide further documentation.
We've already said this. Why don't we let other commissioners speak? And
Sure. Sorry.
Lily Mundroff, I agree with staff recommendations that we need more more detailed pictures on the inside and on the outside of each type of window. So the first, second, and then the upper windows, which look like they're some sort of awnings. One, to determine whether or not they should be they can be refurbished or need to be replaced, the ones that maybe the sashes are not properly working. But the specs presented for the windows, they're not all the same type. So like the upper windows, I mean, they would also need a different treatment. So just much more detail and a list of all the window types, sizes, and conditions.
I think we're going to need photographs of each window that you want to replace. You can't just do one bad window and say all the windows are like this. I think we need to see each one documented, show us why it's not replaceable, and make a case for it, which has not been done yet.
This is Vince Johnson. I was looking at the pictures and also what was proposed, and I was looking to see exactly that, see what the damage was or what the deterioration was, and it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, you can't tell from the photos we have. They need to do detailed photos of of each window. Say this one can be replaced. We can do one part of it, or we can just repair the sill part. They just need to tell us each one has to be treated, as they said, in a case-by-case basis. Anyone want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion. Am I unmuted?
Yes, you're
okay.
You're
Excuse me,
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
The fact that these windows, most all of them, do not actually work very well from years of not being taken care of, has a lot to do with the owner's decision to replace them. It is possible to make them all work. They will not be, they won't be very energy efficient. And he would prefer to be able to operate them all. So, I mean, they are each of the windows, as I stated in my request is going to have, it's going to operate the same way the existing window operates. The cut of each window will be identical to the window that it's replacing. The third floor windows in the front that have the unusual mutton patterns will be duplicated exactly as they are. And they will be awning windows as the existing ones are. So the repair, I think during the repair process is going to open a can of worms that when it's all in many of these windows and when they're all finished, when the work is all completed, they're still going to be not operating as well as they could, as well as they were when they were brand new. And they are not going to be very energy efficient. There are lots of windows in this house. There are 36 windows or something. And, that's a lot of air transfer from inside to outside. It just gets more expensive every year to support that sort of thing. So with new windows, I mean, there will be a lot more energy efficiency and they will work better and they'll look the same. And the maintenance, the other thing is that eventually, of course, wooden windows do require, no matter what kind, they require maintenance. And if we replace them with new wooden windows, exactly the same, they're going to still require maintenance also. So we're trying to alleviate that.
Ms. McLeese,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you. This is John Holman. Thank you for those additional remarks. I think the chair made a wonderful point saying, we're not saying no, you just frankly haven't convinced us yet. There is a history with the house. And yes, wooden windows do take more care. Old buildings take more care. That in and of itself is not a compelling argument to me anyway. But I think we need more information. We need the individual. I know it'll take time, but you're going to have to show us each window and show us why and show us what the plan is for it.
And the fact that windows are not operating well at this point does not mean they can't be made to work well. Because I know my daughter had windows that were from the 1870s and they were operated with, they had weights in the jambs, and a guy came in and took them apart, got them working, attached all the weights to the cords, and the windows work fine now. It is possible. You just have to get someone who knows what they're doing, and they can repair the windows. There's a potential for storm windows. You can look in the preservation briefs and see how to do those. There are a lot of other options to get better energy efficiency. So I think those issues, to me, are not issues unless the windows need to be shown that they cannot be repaired. If they can be repaired, they should be repaired. You'll get some great tax benefits by doing it, which will help pay for the extra costs that it's costing to do these.
Yeah, it seems like this application would benefit from, not issuing a certificate of appropriate at this time, having you come back, speak with staff, get feedback from staff, submit more details, and come back to us another time. So we're not saying no forever. We're saying this application is not, suitable to approve at this time.
Can we have a motion, please?
I move that we follow staff recommendations and vote to not issue a certificate of appropriateness for the window replacements as proposed, citing Baltimore County Historic Design Guidelines, windows and doors.
John Holman,
Second.
second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any more discussion? Hearing none, can we have a roll call vote, please?
I have Scott,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Lily,
Yes.
Wendy,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Marina,
Yes.
Phoebe,
Yes.
Vince,
Yes.
and Ed.
Yes. The motion passes. let's see, I believe that's our last agenda item. And it is. I think there's some other items of business that the staff wants to tell us about.
Hi, yes, just a note that the following historic property tax credit applications were approved by staff following the receipt of Part 2 approval for work reviewed by the Maryland Historic Trust. And the first property is the Natchman property at 325 Morris Avenue, Lucreville. Received MHG approval for in-kind porch roof and railing installations, exterior painting, window repair and restorations. This is within County Council District number 3. And then we had the Clifton property at 803 Kingston Road in Stoneleigh. MHT had it approved for window replacements, and this is within County Council District 3.
That's actually District 5.
Oh, thank you, Phoebe.
It's down the road from my house.
Great.
All right. Anything else for today?
Yes, so other business exciting news. So I applied for certified local government grants back in February. And last week we got notification that we were awarded for the education and training grant, which will be used for commission staff training. I will thought I forgot I had a post-it note over my camera. I will be in touch. We're in regards to what that means when I get more information from the state. And then I also applied for a project grant for some updates to our county design guidelines. So I wanted to make a more user-friendly version that was, more visual with photos and graphics with captions rather than long paragraphs of text than our current one, which our current one is great. I just feel like we need more graphics, and I want to add some more information for infill development and some stuff for non-contributing buildings in historic districts. And right now we were awarded a conditional offer, so I don't know exactly what that means. They're waiting on the final amount from the federal government for the money that's been sent to MHT. So once I find more information about that, I will let you all know. But I just want to let you know because I was really excited about getting them and being able to offer you guys some really great training, hopefully this summer and the fall, whenever I get all that figured out. But
thank you.
Wonderful news. Thank you, Caitlin.
Great.
Yeah, that's great. Great.
And I just want to add a thank you to Ed for filling in for me while I'm on the disabled list here with the COVID. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Good job, Ed.
Hope you feel better.
Yeah, thanks.
Hope you feel better.
Any other items?
Just to note, our next meeting is June 9th.
All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion, move to adjourn.
A second?
Yes, this is John.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you all. See you on June 9th.
Aye, good night.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.